Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's having a good and productive Wednesday. All right, so today we're gonna talk about something that if you grew up like me, I didn't have a very productive father in my life. So this conversation I never had. So my idea of this was some magical gift. Okay, so we're gonna talk about manhood today, becoming a man. How does this process happen? How is this? What is this process? Because it's a process. It doesn't. It's not like a light switch. I felt like growing up because I didn't have a man to show me. I thought becoming a man would be like magic. Like one day I wake up and ooh, I'm a man now. You know what I'm saying? I thought I would wake up one day and I'll just think all greatly, and be on my shit. And until then, just do your thing until it happens. That was my idea of manhood. My idea of becoming a man was something you see on TV. You go out into the wilderness, and you come back, and oh, now you're a man. Or some shit like that. I never really understood what it is to be a man, what the process was to become a man. What does that mean? So, for those who grew up like me and didn't anybody tell you, manhood is a process. Okay, manhood is a state of mind. It's not something you become. It's something you do continuously. Okay, so and that's what I had to learn by speaking to mentors, people greater than myself, people who are past me, who are willing to share that knowledge with you. Okay, so being a man is not a thing. It's a continuous action. Okay, it's not something you become. You can't go find and apply, become a man. It's an action word, and I'm explaining it to you. Okay, so it's three things. It's three simple rules that'll make sure you're following in your journey or process to become a man. Three simple rules. One, mean what you say. Mean what you say. And that's a big, broad concept, and we're gonna run right into that right now. Mean what you say, as opposed to don't lie to people. Okay? Okay, first thing, that's easy, quick. Don't lie. But let's get deeper. Be intentional with things you say. Like, if you tell this girl I want to be with you, have intentions to be with her. Don't be like, hey, I want to be with you, but your intentions are just to fuck her or just to have sex with her. Well, if you mean what you say and you take your manhood process really, you just tell her that. Like, listen, I'm not trying to flame a relationship. I'm just trying to have some sex. And then give her the option to deal with you or not. You know what I'm saying? And she'll respect you more for that. You know what I'm saying? You might get a friend. She might say, no, you can't have sex. But y'all might be cool for the next 5 years. All because you respected her. You meant what you said. Okay? And that's one part. Also, when you're angry is another reason. And this is one thing I struggle with continuously. Mean what you say when you're angry. So don't lash out and try to cut them deep. Because after an argument, you're going to want to cut them. You're going to want them to forgive you. You're going to want them to go back to things they were. But words resonate longer than any action will. So the things you say will play over and over and over and over and over and over and over in her head. So think about the things you say. Mean what you say. So if you say fuck you, you better mean it. Because she's going to feel it. And she's going to play in her head over and over and over and over and over. So be conscious enough to be controlled enough. That's going to be next, but we'll get there. Be conscious enough to understand if you're going to say it, mean it, and stand by it. Secondly, control your emotions. All right, so this is another one that pisses me off. It pisses me off. Not to the point because I can't do it, because it really ain't fair. Like, when I break this down to you, this is the most unfair part about being a man. You gotta control your emotions all the time. All the time. Reacting almost none of the time. And yes, I'm gonna say that again. You gotta control your emotions all the time and react almost none of the time. Yeah. Yeah. A little unfair, huh? Well, we get a lot of gifts that come to being a man. Being a man is pretty cool. But this is one of the unfilled parts about it. This is one of the gifts and the curses. So, if you're in an argument with your girl, right, it's up to you to be like, listen, we're not going to argue. We're going to talk this out. Every time. No, not every time. Don't care if you're right. Don't care if she's wrong. Don't care if your feelings hurt. Don't care if you want to be understood. Doesn't matter. Yes, it does not matter. And I'm sorry, you can get mad at me if you want. Suck your teeth. But you want to be you want to be successful, you want to be prosperous, you want to make someone happy, you want to be someone's husband forever. Understand? It doesn't matter. You got to suck it up and shut up. Why? Because you're the manager. You gotta manage. So let's put this in the business aspect. Let's say you're in a company, right? And your employee did something you didn't like. Are you gonna lash out on them? If you say yes, you probably don't have a very successful company. You're probably not a great manager. No, you don't lash out. You understand that they're upset. You understand that they're bothered. And what do? You calm them down. You diminish the situation. They can be mad at you. But as a manager, you are to what? Manage their emotions. Manage the building to make sure at what? At the end of the day, what? Productivity happens. Same thing in your relationship, buddy. You're the manager. So despite being right or wrong, your job is to do what you need to do to make sure that at the end of the day it's production. You're moving forward. So if you want to react and be emotional, the relationship will fall apart because that's her job. Her job is to be emotional. Her job is to get her feelings. And if you sad, brother, you sad and you hurt, you gotta go pray and find a therapist. Don't put it on her. Don't put it on her. I'm telling you, do not put it on her. That's not her job. That's your job to carry her weight, not her to carry yours. She had to help you and uplift you, not carry you. Okay? Understand that. Control your emotions at all times. You can't react. Almost nothing. There's never no reason for you as a man to react. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you're right, wrong, or indifferent. Because it's not you versus her. It's us versus the problem. At the end of the day, you rather be right or you rather be happy. Rather be in the right and all production stop, or compromise and everything move forward. And almost the answer would be, it's always better to compromise to move forward, right, wrong, or indifferent. And that's why being a man, your job as a man to make sure that always happens. And if you're reacting to your emotions, that will not happen because you will not be open to compromising, okay? You can't react. Control your emotions, brother. Lastly, be a man of your word. Be a man of your word. Not saying what you mean and being a man of your word are two different things. So don't make commitments you don't plan on going through, okay? We're not talking about relationships. We're not talking about friendships. We're talking about business. We're talking about, fuck it. We're talking about everything. Just don't make commitments you're not ready to commit to. Don't say, I'm going to show up to this and not show up. Don't say you're going to do this and not do it. Period. It ain't always cool, and sometimes it's going to be inconvenient for you. Like, you'll commit to watching your kid. Let's say it's not your weekend to have your sons. Like, I'm going to put it in my, because I get my kids every weekend due to my divorce. Long story. Okay, so what if it say I had my kids last weekend and something came up and she needs her kids, she needs the boys. And I said, yeah, I'll watch the kids. But then I'm at work this week, right? I have a client, 2 or 3 clients have to reschedule for Saturday. Then I got to watch my kids. Do I call my ex-wife and be like, hey, I can't watch the kids now because I got to work? No, I got to do both. It may be inconvenient, but you made a commitment. No matter how many commitments you make simultaneously, you got to fulfill them all. And if you can't fulfill them all, don't make them. And that's the biggest thing about it. And that's the biggest thing. You want respect? You want people to cook meals for you when you're not in the mood to cook? Be a man of your word. Yes, I get food, people. I get food because I follow through. I get food because I follow through. Simple. If I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Ain't always fun. May not always like it. I may not always be convenient for me. But because I'm a man, I take my manhood seriously. You must always commit. If you commit, you must follow through. Always follow through and commit. So easy. 3, say what you mean. 3 things. 3 simple things. Say what you mean. Control your emotions and be a man of your word. Those 3 things. If you follow those rules at all times, you'll develop, you'll grow, and you'll come in contact with people that'll help you, guide you on this journey. Okay? You're not gonna know the rules of this journey, okay? You're not gonna know what path to take. But if you follow these 3 rules, you'll come in contact with people who are gonna help you on this journey and steer you down the right directions, okay? Once again, the 3 rules are: 1, mean what you say. 2, control your emotions. And 3, be a man of your word. See you next time.